This is Howard Walensky for Skype. I'm speaking with Joel Walker, Vice President of the Kansas Cosmosphere. Joel, what is the Cosmosphere?
That's a great question. It's actually one of the premier space museums in the world, and it happens to be in the middle of Kansas. We've got an amazing collection of space artifacts that takes you from World War II all the way up to the Apollo-Soyuz test project and beyond. We chronicle the space race from the very beginning up until the U.S.'s triumphant landing on the moon with Apollo 11, and we've got just it's an amazing collection of artifacts, and we're able to tell the story of the space race so well because of the amazing collection of Russian space artifacts we have. We have one of the largest collections of Russian space artifacts on display outside of Russia. So it makes telling that story pretty neat and pretty easy when you can, go point counterpoint all the way through the development of their manned space program and ours, and their unmanned space program and ours. And so it's pretty cool. And that's just in the basement. We got all kinds of stuff upstairs too.
Now, how in the world does it end up in Kansas?
That is an excellent question as well. We're asked that daily. Actually, a local philanthropist, way back in the 50s, uh, wanted to have some sort of space education in this part of the country. She had a love of the stars, and Patty Carey basically went door to door to raise money to buy a used star projector from down in Oklahoma. And she started a planetarium here in Hutchinson, and slowly that grew into a much larger venture until eventually in the late 70s they wanted to add a museum along with the planetarium. She got in touch with Max Airy, a former employee of hers here at the planetarium, and he had been working in Texas on a committee to figure out what to do with a lot of the Apollo hardware and government hardware left after the Apollo program. And the two ideas meshed at just the right time, and the Cosmosphere was born. It really is here because this is where Patty lived, and this is where she wanted to build her dream. And we've just grown steadily since then. We've got an IMAX theater, a planetarium, several live uh, presentation venues, like I said, an amazing museum, an education program that encompasses, gosh, every age and every space idea you could even think of.
Well, now if Skype figures in here somehow, otherwise I wouldn't be talking to you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
We use Skype a lot now to talk with teachers and with classes, really across the country, because as the economy has changed and as budgets have been cut, both on the local, state, and national level, schools are finding it more and more difficult to get out and do the traditional field trips. So our department has started to reach out to teachers primarily through Skype and talking to classrooms and talking to teachers, and we've done a little bit of both. Quite honestly, we present to kids, and we also have conferences with teachers where we'll sit and talk to them about ideas that they have or ideas that we have and how we can work together to get them things in the classroom and even bring them to the Cosmosphere eventually. But a lot of our pre-work is obviously done over Skype, and it's been a really neat tool. It's incredibly inexpensive. Obviously, you have to have a computer or webcam, and that's really about it. And it's a great tool for teachers in today's classrooms to use, and it's becoming a very powerful tool for us here at the Cosmosphere.
has it become an important tool in building your or extending your teaching mission beyond the immediate area in Kansas?
Absolutely. We've always done some outreach, but it's been confined to how far we can go in a car and is it cost effective and all of that. And now we're reaching literally all over the globe. We've talked to students in South Africa, we've talked to students in Chile, we've talked to students in Texas. Texas may be considered a different country sometimes, but we've
Well,
talked to
listen,
students.
it was its own republic at one
That's
point.
that's a good point. And we've talked to students all over the Midwest. Haven't quite reached to the two coasts yet, East and West coasts, but we're slowly expanding. And we've got some really good teachers and really great contacts out there who are very excited about Skype and how they can use it. We've been dealing with students and schools and teachers down in South Africa using Skype for, gosh, probably 2 or 3 years now, and able to do some pretty neat distance learning with them.
Well, when you say reach out to the coast, they do have a coast there too. It might be the Indian Ocean, but
That's true.
you're skipping the Atlantic.
We primarily are working with students in Johannesburg and Pretoria, which is the inner part of the country. But we're trying to get some contacts set up in Cape Town and along some of the eastern coast of South Africa as well. So we're working that contact very hard. We've got some pretty neat people down there. We've done a lot of work with, and Skype has just made it ridiculously easy to reach out to teachers and students and to share what we're passionate about and hopefully get them inspired and get them ready to become that next great generation of explorers.
So now you do your teachers are able to do some experiments and demonstrate them to the class over Skype.
Absolutely. We have a lot of very visual experiments that we do in not only our classrooms but some of our other live presentation venues, and most of my educators now have MacBooks, so we just take those wherever we go. We've got wireless in most parts of the building, and so we'll just set up camp wherever we happen to be, and we've got amazing backdrops. I mean, to be able to talk to students about the Apollo program with the lunar module behind you, it's pretty neat.
Now,
To be able
Joel,
to talk.
that's what we should have done with you. We should have had you out.
That's true. I
Do,
was just sitting in my office. I should have gone and picked
well,
out a better location.
well, maybe maybe we can catch a picture of you later out and showing off a few things on
Well,
Skype.
sure.
Can we do that?
Oh, absolutely. I can take you around to our classrooms and down into the museum and get a little tour as long as our wireless holds up from place to place. But we can certainly give it a go.
Yeah, you want to give it a try?
Yeah, let me turn on the airport here and pick up one of our. I'll unplug off once I get a signal. I'll unplug off of the network. Find one of our, of course. Whoa, there it goes. Let's go to this one. Okay. We've got, I'll take you in and show you one of our newest classrooms. We've just kind of turned over one of our classrooms, totally redone it, and then show you around the building.